Warsaw, social design workshops. And I know a lot about social design because I think it's one of my favorite domains also in design. But I work in all kinds of design fields because I'm a connecting person. I'm going to show you. This is how Pauline Wirtualna kind of really made a sketch of me. She was graduating from the Design Academy Eindhoven. And, and I wanted to have some really nice illustrations, so she made a kind of really scissors, what is it, Edward scissors, Ingrid scissors hands of me. But it really kind of really shows who I am. So I'm running in late, as you see today, like I'm saying, I'm just a bit too late, sorry. And, but I love to work with people, and I always, when I'm there, I give all my attention to the people I am with. So when Eva told me, do you want to do this workshop? Or you should do this workshop. It was a bit like that, more like, oh, I had a kind of identity crisis at a certain moment. Like, am I the right person to do that? Because it's a design environment. There are a lot of design teachers, and I'm not a teacher. I'm just connecting persons, creating projects to really make everybody in the world aware of the value of design, because design is so immensely important. And I'm so happy that more and more people understand that now. So I've been working, I work internationally, so that's really normal from that perspective that I'm here. But I also was thinking when Eva really convinced me that I really, and also Jan did, by the way, that I really wanted to do something really near to myself, but important for you all, because it's a fact. Does it work still? Yeah, it does. The world needs you. So yesterday I saw this on the streets in Warsaw, and it was a call out to everyone, but there are specific calls out right now to the design sector, or to designers, creatives, painters, people that make graphic, I don't know all the terms, graphic designs, whatever creating work you can do. The important is that you can picture this, you can make your imagination work for other people, that they understand where we need to go to. You can help them. And so that's what I thought is important. So this is also important, by the way, because it was a manifestation against racism. And that's also one of the topics some of the designers in the Netherlands also work in. And they work on inclusivity. It's an important topic as well. And that brings me to the next, when it wants to go to next. Do I have to go nearby? Oh yeah, there it is. I've been in Poland quite often because we work a lot together with Gdynia Design Days. Does anybody know Gdynia Design Days? Gdynia, Gdansk. No, you're also, of course, lots of international people. No, raise hands if you are, you know, good. You know, of course. And it's a wonderful festival near the Baltic Sea, on the Baltic Sea, so you can go to the beach when you've done a lot of things around design. But it had a very important topic, which was about solidarność, about solidarity, how important solidarity is. And I think that also came to my mind when I'm going to tell you something. It should be about something, how designs can really help to create positive movements in the world. And this is what the solidarity team also of Gdynia Design Days kind of really evoked. So, and then I've got this extra white slide as well. Yeah, this is good. So I'm reading a book. I'm reading it for months already, so it's not going really well because I'm very busy these days. We have Dutch Design Week coming on soon. But I started rereading the first chapters, and that was in Warsaw. It was on Sunday. And I was really thinking, this is all what it's about for designers, because this really kind man, he used to be an opera singer. He came from Kentucky, but he went to New York. And when he stopped a career as opera singer, he started coaching opera singers. But at a certain moment, he wanted to go back to the, let's say, the countryside again. And he became a coach for self-development. So helping people to find out who they are and how they can best really, really build up their lives. And he also wrote self-development books, which were important and were popular. But at a certain moment, he really thought, what am I doing? I'm writing self-development books, but what for? What should people do with this? And then it was like he was a kind of open to a message that really said, we are living in a very rapidly changing world. It's a volatile world, uncertain and complex and ambiguous. We cannot solve the problems like we used to do, or we're still doing very often. And he's really very much looking into how the potential of everyone, so also means also of you, can be kind of really addressed, adopted to what is needed now, because we need to really have people that can think with their heart. Not just with your head, not just with knowledge, not just to go directly into action, but really sense and experience what is happening. And that's also what designers are really very good in. So the world is breaking open, he says, instead of collapsing. And we all know that this is really crisis time. So I had an identity crisis, but I came to the conclusion that we really maybe need to look into how can we have identities to really minimize crises or maybe solve crises together. So that's really that you have skills for collaboration, for bringing new ideas into lives. And I think that's also a very important topic where we need designers to help us there. So it's about time to create a world that works for everyone. So let's see what's happening coming Sunday here in Poland. First think with your heart and then with your head. Yeah, what, do I do something wrong? I don't mind if you just go to the next slide. Yeah, that's no problem. So I think it's a really interesting book. So if you really want to know more about it, you can order it online. And I think it really brings a lot of interesting insights, and it really also makes it really well clear that you are the creative people that also need it and are needed. But you need also to really take in your position and just know that you can't do everything. You are also sort of limited. But we can only do with where we are and with what we have. But that's enough. It's important that you just go and come into action. So this is somebody who comes into action because she wants to change the capitalistic system, the capitalistic economy of these days. So she is really thinking about the importance of creating moonshots, meaning important big topics that our world needs to work on together. And Mariana Mazzucato, so she's an economist, she created this guide, and also she was invited by the European Commission, and I'm a fan of Europe. I hope some of you are or will be. Because there are a lot of things to really say to protest against Europe, but in general, I think it also helps us on this continent and as countries to really collaborate and to do really good jobs. Can we go to the next? Because Mariana advised the European Commission to work on big missions, and really missions like we need to improve the soil in Europe. Well, you cannot imagine that they would have thought about such a topic, let's say 2-3 years ago. Or also, we need to really combat cancer. There are a lot of things going on. Our environment is not healthy. Also, we need to change urban environments, and we need to take care of our cultural heritage. So these big moonshots of Mariana, of course, they developed it with the people at the European Commission because they are designers and architects in a team that creates policy that is really looking into what is needed in Europe. And these people are creative and they have a holistic view of the world. So this is Ursula in 2020, mid-COVID, first State of the Union she did. And she really called out to build a new European Bauhaus. Not really build it, but kind of really form it, design it, because that's indeed what happened. And it's really important that you know the topic. So it should be about how can we build a Europe in which we have interesting and sustainable, inclusive places for all. And we take care of everybody. Yeah. So this is the first year, and it's really also very good to know that it was really constructed or made, you could say, developed this program to redesign Europe with people that were on online conferences, online meetings. And that was really, you could say, a positive side of COVID because everybody got together online. So you had Bauhaus do Mar in Portugal, focusing on what do we need around the seaside and how can we connect in Europe with other regions in the seaside. Bauhaus de Erde, that is really about the tipping point that we are kind of really reaching. And also Bauhaus for irresistible circular society. So there were different Bauhauses. Next slide, please. And they were really put into programs, so there are now different programs running. And one of the good things that also happened is the new European Bauhaus prizes that reach out to everybody in Europe, to really communities, to villages, to people that are in smaller communities in Spain, especially it's in the Mediterranean region. People have more kind of really close and nearby life, but also New European Bauhaus was a conference. It was a conference, you might say, also of the Polska Japanska Academy. So the Bauhaus topics, I think, also show what is important in these days. These are big topics like reconnect with nature. We are part of nature. We should really also feel like that we are responsible for nature and take care of it. It's about regaining a sense of belonging and also this like having communities and also really taking care of the more vulnerable communities and also shaping at the same time a circular industrial ecosystem that is not a kind of really only using the resources the planet still has less and less. Next, please. So there will be a mission on New European Bauhaus. It will probably be ready in the course of next year. And at a certain moment when you start to work, it's interesting and important also to be aware of that these kind of things are happening because they're also reaching out to you. The creative cultural industries is really the industry that needs to really help us make this all happen. So the missions that we are thinking of are all kind of really, they are very thematic, but I think they have a kind of really similarities. So the missions I describe here are from Dutch Design Weeks, which is the festival I work for. 2,000 designers will present coming this next week. It will start from Friday on. And designers are really aware of the fact that they need to really reach out also to possible people to work with and also do this in partnerships. So alone we go fast, but together we can come further. And that's an important thing, I think, to just take as an inspiration, source of inspiration, do it together. So these are the missions we have in Dutch Design Week. Designers would really choose where they are focusing on. Are they more focusing on the thriving planet, meaning ecology, sustainability, and systemic change, or on our living environment, where we are now, like outside in the public space or in your own interior, in your house or in a university. And livability in general. Health and well-being is important, so that means also what are we eating, how are we eating, what can we do about eating better, maybe system change as well. It's about care, of course. In Holland you also have care centers that are more preventive, so hospitals are seen as really maybe sometimes even making people more sick. So try to avoid the hospital. And then personal care as well, like what do you do when you are free? Achieving our equal society is also what I was just saying, that it's important that we are all included in the change. It's about that we are connected, that we can find each other, that we have possibilities to see each other. And of course we need to feel safe. It's about our digital future. And the digital is really indifferent, like it can be really virtual because it really helps when designers can create virtual environments for people to experience what is happening. Next, please. So I just, an example. This is also virtual, you could say, but it has a strong focus on creating our living environment. So I didn't see this yet because it will be on show so in 1 week time in Eindhoven. And there are around, I think, 600 projects that will be on show in Eindhoven all around this small town. And this one is about gas stations. We have 4,000 of them in the Netherlands, and they will all be, well, they need to close because we are changing the system. We have maybe electric cars and so on. So they are thinking about, can we maybe make something like an energy station for people because we are growing food in there. So this is a vertical farming interior for a gas station, for instance. Just how you can speculate what can happen. Next, please. And then, of course, when you're talking about well-being, about health, it's about really having a healthy environment to live in. But I also hear with the really beautiful people I work with in the group that they also have mental health problems, that they really feel the stress. And I remember that from my own kid, one of my daughters, that you have this quarterly life crisis and that you really think about, I'm 22, what am I going to do with my life? It's a difficult life, you know. And then it's really about how can you really find a way back to where you come from. or what's in you, that you really kind of really also find yourself, really, that you're close to yourself, near to yourself. So this is an, oh no, sorry, one, it's not so. It's an installation, and the installation, of course, is comforting, bringing people together, feeling at ease. But there are also audio stories that are being told through this installation in the let's say knotted or knitted installation. Anyway, next, please. And then we are, of course, as Dutch people, we have a colonial past, and we sometimes think, yeah, that's such a long time ago. But still, there are really things that are causing pain. So it's also really needed that we are aware of the fact that we need to be really open to other countries, other cultures, and the brick culture, the building brick culture is from the Netherlands, but it was integrated in Taiwan. So just an example also of awareness raising by a designer to know that we have this past and we really still have things to cope with. Next, please. And this is from Metastera, TUE. I think I think she's already working as a professional designer with a big team, because it's very complicated. It's so complicated that I cannot explain everything from you, because she uses all kind of really new methodologies to create octopus skin or mimic octopus skin. So this is biomimicry. And she's looking into, because she was really kind of really mesmerized by what happens, what octopus can do. I don't know whether anybody saw my octopus teacher. It's a really beautiful movie. But anyway, so she's really using 3D kind of really methodologies, and also she can really help people kind of really feeling how it is to have probably in digital environments only this octopus skin and sort of creations with it. Next, please. Okay, well, we have a mission board room now. We in Pjakt, it's a very special mission board room. I just made this as as an announcement that I really hope that we see each other on Friday, when we will have all the kind of really results today. The people in my group will work on what would be their mission, but it will be also not about big missions. We will not go to the moon, probably, or maybe some people want to, but then it's about really imagining and kind of really making it kind of really visible and clear what you could do on certain topics that are to your heart. Next, please. And then I wanted to start with this Thriving Planet designer. She graduated in 2019 with a poo sandwich, a shit sandwich, I should say. So give a shit. So what she does is really making people aware of the fact also that we need also, our pee and poo was used in former times to really also fertilize the country, the soil. And she really wants to make people aware of that we really need to change the systems. Next, please. And she goes to festivals with her poo, a shit sandwich food truck. So you can go and go to the toilet. But you will have a kind of really a ticket to buy her sandwiches that are really great, because she has land where she grows a lot of vegetables, and she grills the vegetables and uses them to make her sandwiches. But the land is fertilized by the compost that's coming from our excrements, as I could say, as our human waste. So I think it's a very special way nowadays. She works also to really advise building associations, government, also to really rethink the systems we have near our houses, to maybe really think that we can take out of the sewage system the beautiful nutrients, you could say, for our soil. And she's working at this moment on water, so we're not always aware of it. We are Dutch people, we had to fight water, but now we need water. So it's also really important that people are aware of that and are really looking into how can we maybe change our attitude towards water. So I just wanted to come back with Fides, because she was also the one who gave me the name of the presentation. So let's give a shit and create a flourishing world. And then this is an invitation to Dutch Design Week. It's just an invitation to really show our teams, and I think that's a nice thing to stop with. Can you show the movie? Oh. I'm sorry, I thought this is me also. I should have been. I think there should be a link under it, but no problem. And otherwise we can do it at the end of these presentations if you want to find it more quietly.
internet connection.
Oh, okay, that's good. You have my computer. So we can do it later. Maybe that you just copy the. Okay, that's good. So not now, but it's I think nice to see because it's really also about the graphic design that we also use to engage people. So it's a nice movie. And I think that for now is it. I'm really looking to all of you and wishing you really a good future because I think you have so many talents and skills, and I hope that you also will have the mental power and then really of being together with people and working together on making things happen around what we need in this world today. So thank you all.